And we're back from outer space. And then another song that talks about those who don't actually have the ability to be their self with secure attachment, because it's all about how now I'm gonna, walk out and a lot of insecure attachment. And that means not necessarily that you don't move into becoming a secure attached person, but as I was describing the differences, needing outside of yourself. So our nature is love, but that's when you can get into your left-right mode, and that means handling the emotions that arise, which is why for those who have hell in their body, it's a long journey and they need to hear about the good psychoeducation versus those who talk about demons and devils and evil, because those who talk about those entities give actual fuel for the shame defectiveness button that people have, and that they will have for reasons. So we already have entertainment doing things, and entertainment is something that we won't get rid of unless we want to go to the dark ages kind of thing, but we're in 2023, so I'm going to say we're not going to go down that pathway. Also, I see the lovely 5D educators out there. So on that note, I want to continue with our channeled guidance and messages, and I'm going to share a couple of things. Be compassionate towards people. You have not been ever in any other person's body except for your own. Adults, those who are emotional adults, as Patrick Tiahan, who is a childhood trauma survivor, and he's now a therapist, and he has a beautiful community for anybody who does know that you have childhood trauma and you want a community of people who are actually on a journey. In fact, in one of his recent posts, he talks about unfinished business and how with the community, there's this ability to interact and learn how to work with those charges, even though I think he calls them the transference. So there's a lot of different words we use. I'm going to fuck up the words. I've always said it. Food for thought, pseudoscience lady, woo-woo, because, again, 5D mystics, I know how the lovely scientific methodology looks at us, but it's okay. It's okay to be woo-woo lady. What's not okay is to talk about people as energy vampires, dark auras, and then think that you're anointed and that you're special and others are not, and you don't know about Patrick McNamara and neuroscience and actually the scientific methodology of people who do research, and to dismiss it. If you want to be a flat earther, go for it. There's plenty of them out there. And that's where the 4D collective does create groups. Again, nothing going to be existential consequence because it's like entertainment. And in the meantime, let's get more grown up so we can actually have what are nice conversations, because it is nice when you meet secure attachment people. Again, you can say, yeah, I'm a 5D mystic. And they'll be like, wow, that's cool. Or, wow, okay, that's weird. But hey, I'd love to hear more. And there's a respectful way to exchange stuff, as well as say, you know what? It's not actually my cup of tea. When you finish that business, you're able to, in fact, easily interact with any type of person, even those who have attachment insecurities and the ones who get nasty. And that's the beauty. So for those who have always maintained the ability to be their self without needing the sentences of, what was it? This is one sentence, unbridled. No, it's something about no, not that one. I forget words. See, there's one that all people are always using. I'm going to be my da-da-da self. It's like, okay, that doesn't, you don't have the right to actually be an asshole to people like that. And it's like, I will give myself permission to be the asshole I am. That's just, these are all teenagers, which is why they have a group. They all get together and say, I get to be the self. That's not you being yourself. Being yourself means that you can laugh about yourself and you can take ownership, take accountability. I'm so sorry that I offended you in any way, shape, or form. You turn around, you go away, you don't go back to ego-sensitive people. Because see, this is the part. There are some people, they don't learn about Patrick Tiahan and unfinished business and how they can work through it. And so as he points out, we don't need to let toxic people, he uses that word. I wouldn't use that word because they're all teenagers. There's so many people that will, because of a person being completely okay with being flawed and imperfect, they will actually get an attitude. And so as he says, you don't need to have toxic people define you. Yeah, here, you don't need to have anyone define you. As Sadhguru says, spirituality process, people just don't know it means being a secure person. Attachment. Secure attachment means you make sense of all the emotions that are in here. They come up. And that's it. So you can poke at me all you want. What's going to come out is love, because that's our nature. That's you in your ventral vagal state. It's called restorative embodied self, integration of the brain. And all I took was 2 or 3 courses that were really great, by the way. And on that note, I will suggest them, because if you want to be well-rounded as a human being and you want to learn about trauma-informed stuff and the embodied you, they're both ideal. They will complete you. So I will definitely be making sure also, if you want to learn about the mind, but the mind one, Daniel Siegel, I love you. Mwah. But some people might not find it as interesting because it's really dense. I have a master's. I love learning. I just didn't have the money to keep going to school. So it's okay though. Today, I'm like, I don't know if I really want that PhD anymore because it's just a piece of paper. And I got so much more going on. Okay, so back to our community. And as I was trying to vary what I'm talking about, so here's where that Grease song, if you're filled with affection, you're too shy to convey, mediate in my direction, feel your way. Okay, if you're shy about any type of emotion, honestly, you didn't grow up. And that's really a bummer for those of us who are okay with the tango. We're like, yeah, as soon as those clown masks come on, we're like, okay, I'm going to go find a actual, what I'm thinking about right now is Zorro and his mask. Okay, but see, it's a TV show, right? And so at the end of the day, you should not be wearing any mask. If you can't be the authentic self without being a jerkwad, and so if you can't be your 3-year-old fun self as an adult, you still have stuff to work with. It's okay. Nobody has to do any work. In fact, there's a lot of people in the 4D collective, they got stories. I'm happy to see the ethical cults coming about because at least they're ethical. So they're going to lead each other. They're cheering. They're going to be like, yes, you can do it. You can. We get to do it without that because we're like, I got 24 hours. What am I going to do? I'm going to spend it in the best way possible. How is that? People I love, people I have fun with, things that I love learning about. Yep. So Equinox energy, anyone who's 5D is like, peace, because our tower moments are not humongous. They're humongous for the people who don't follow. No, they don't know their sense of self because they're too busy being poked willingly by others. And they don't have the awareness of, fulfillment really should be here. Again, 3 different types of drivers. So the first part that you would want to learn is, what gives me purpose? Okay, so that's 1. 2, if you really want to get in touch with your heart, okay, so I should, though, give me purpose. It doesn't mean I'm going to love less. So people think that love is another person because of the movies, but also because, again, they don't get educated. And even when you tell them how love really works, I've told people, no, that's not true. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm going to let you continue doing your stuff. So I better shape up because you need a man and I need a man, and who can keep me satisfied? This is so wrong. Okay, I'm going to stop reading right now because this is the part where I begin to get really silly. So I know that it's time to, this is how Akash nudges me. It's time to be serious and let myself take it down a notch. I'm a solo, fully secure person, so I love more than one person. They've never told me what my worth is because, again, healthy self-worth. I ain't superior or inferior, and I may have flaws, but so do you. And let's end with a good story. So my 3-year-old self is my actual happiest memory. I did a hypnotherapy, thank you to my lovely hypnotherapist, and I went back to my 3-year-old self as I actually used my hands to bug my twin sister, and I just laughed and giggled and laughed and giggled. So here's the deal. 5D life, it's about people who want to build emotion regulation skills. It doesn't take any special skills. It takes you to do personal development. The spirituality process is you as a functional adult. The imagination land, when we have clairs, is beautiful in a 5D way, not the 4D way. They do nightmares. And they keep on doing it because they're in duality and they believe that they're saving somebody from demons, devils, and da-da-da. Put to the side the religious institutions. They have history. They have a reason. Experiencing our relationships are fun. What did I get to learn as I got older? That I needed to learn how to play with other people in a different way because they didn't want to play the same way. This is one of the actions. And I got to go and have a chit chat with Jesus and God in my hypnotherapy about it, which is where they just shared that. We learn to play with each other. Some people, they think of humanity as pieces of shit. They don't recognize their own species. And the 5D instead, we are humans. And our human experience can be a lot more beautiful. And that's where secure attachment comes in. So it's basic, but then add the mysticism for those of us who have clairs. So tune in for more. We have a Inspiring Human Potential Community Masterclass coming up. I'm going to create a landing page. So stay tuned and have a wonderful day. Mwah.